Palantir stock has been on a tear. It's up 53% in the last 5 trading days alone. That has a lot of investors asking, what's going on with Palantir stock? So in this video, I'm going to delve into the details and try and highlight what's going on at this AI company and why the stock price is soaring the way it is.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So one of the reasons the company's stock price is increasing is because it delivered an excellent quarter where in Q4 revenue increased by 20% to 608 million. And the composition of that revenue growth was also impressive. Commercial revenue grew 32% year over year. I've been talking about commercial revenue and its importance for Palantir for several years now. There are more commercial revenue customers available than there are government customers available. So if Palantir can make inroads in the commercial segment, its total addressable opportunity rises significantly. That's what happened in the latest quarter. Palantir was able to gain traction in this commercial segment, and that was great news for the company, and that partly can explain why investors were enthusiastic about this stock. The management said that when combining large language models with its foundry business through AIP, the ability to deploy use cases becomes much more widely accessible, so the addressable market expands considerably, and that's what I was talking about earlier. The addressable market expands considerably. That's where I've had trouble with Palantir, and that's where I was hoping Palantir would make progress on, is in making its service more accessible, more affordable. It wasn't hard to see that Palantir's services are best in class, right? But the problem was that it was so expensive that very few businesses could afford Palantir services. So it gained traction with governments and government institutions because they have deeper pockets to spend on Palantir services. Now, with large language models, Foundry, and its new service AIP, the use cases are growing, making it more accessible for businesses to purchase Palantir services, and we saw that in the latest quarter. Management not putting any water on the fire, saying that they've never before seen the level of customer enthusiasm and demand that we are currently seeing from AIP and US commercial businesses. That's great news for Palantir stock investors. Of course, I recommended Palantir stock as a buy early in 2024, and the company has done extremely well according to its stock price and according to the fundamental business performance, not just the stock price. Still, the strength of their US government business is not reflected in the fourth quarter results, which remain muted. Some of that is due to continuing resolution and timing of large potential contract awards. So despite the excellent quarter Palantir delivered in its latest update, that still was not where the business was operating on all cylinders. It wasn't firing on all cylinders, and it still demonstrated an excellent quarter. The US government business is still muted for Palantir, which could experience a catalyst of growth once that part of its business comes along to supplement the growth in its commercial business. Palantir saying that they expect re-acceleration of their US government business in 2024. So not specifying in which quarter, first, second, third, or fourth, just saying that in 2024, this part of the business is going to accelerate again. So one of the reasons why AIP has been so popular among its commercial customers is it enables them to integrate so many types of new data, video conferences, incident response calls, Slack rooms, PDFs, images, video, audio, bring it all together through the power of large language models and ontology. Think about your business, your enterprise. You have all these areas where you're collecting data, generating data. What Palantir can do is bring it all together and incorporate everything to deliver you insights and ways to improve your operations, reduce costs, improve your ability to serve customers, all of which has been beneficial to its customers, as is evidenced by the soaring demand from commercial customers. Their AI-enabled platforms are being leveraged maximally to support key US government goals in the Middle East. And that's partly why there's been little argument against saying that Palantir offers best-in-class services, because they have such entrenched, viable customers that can support that argument, right? If they weren't so effective, would the US government be using them in these key strategic areas? I don't think that would be the case. So that validation goes a long way for customers, new customers, to look at Palantir and say, okay, if the US government trusts Palantir, we might give them a shot too. We might give them a try, because the US government trusts them. And if they're working well and the US government keeps going back to them and they keep giving them new contracts, then there's probably something to their service. So let's test it out. And then once they have tested it out, it's proven effective and they've went ahead and signed contracts. So it's all working well for Palantir in its business and expansion worldwide. So Palantir's Gotham platform and its family of products have always answered the call. At the same time, monetization of these efforts will take time. The principal reason is that the Department of Defense is at the very beginning of a long-term allocation shift from hardware to software. And once that shift accelerates and the US Department of Defense prioritizes software a little bit more than they're currently prioritizing right now, the US Army only spends 0.015% of its budget on command and control software in 2024. That's likely to increase as a percentage of the total budget as software is becoming more effective, especially as artificial intelligence is making software more effective. It's increasing the effectiveness of software. So I wouldn't be surprised if the US Army budget as a percentage of total increases in software versus hardware, and Palantir becomes a beneficiary of that trend. The dual forces of artificial intelligence and increasing need for defense spending are really working well for Palantir. Budgets worldwide on defense are increasing given the volatility in the world, the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the attacks in the Middle East, the Houthis attacking ships in the Red Sea, and all of these uncertainties have caused government budgets worldwide to increase in defense spending. And Palantir, being one of the categories that serves that industry, one of the businesses that serves that industry significantly, stands to benefit from that trend. Even if they don't win every single government contract, just for the fact that government budgets on defense are increasing will support Palantir's opportunities. More areas, more potential, more opportunities for Palantir to secure these lucrative government contracts. So all things considered, I hope you got an inside look here and understood what's going on with Palantir and why investors are so enthusiastic about Palantir stock. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and I'll see you again soon.